Hello quilters. I learned about 10 years ago a very handy trick for cutting bias binding. Bias binding is generally very hard to use, but I love the technique when you use it with stripes or something like that. But I was taught to take your width of fabric and you need to form a square, whether it's your full bolt of fabric, your full yard of fabric, or whatever you're using. You take it, you fold one corner till it's even with the other corner. Let me turn it around here so I can work on it. So you've now formed a triangle with it. Then you take your ruler and you cut off the excess and move it out of your way. You now have a triangle. Then you take the folded end with the 2 points. You bring those 2 points together. So you have all your folds here. And you have a smaller triangle. First thing you have to do, and you always remember to cut the ones with the double folds. You have double folds here. This has a single fold. This has the selvages. You can see the selvages. And this has the double folds. This was my first fold. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut them off. And that's scrap, so you can throw it away. Now you cut your width however wide you want it. I usually do a 2-inch. And I'm going to go do a 2-inch, so if I ever need these I can use them. I'm going to put them into my scraps. You measure out your 2-inch, and there you go. And you do as many as you need. You figure out how many inches you need, and you have 2 strips on the bias. As you can see, they stretch. And then you would sew them together just like you would any other bias binding, with your tails hanging off on each ends, your rabbit ears or whatever you want to call them. I like to pin that at that point just so it keeps it square. Then you stitch it under. This is a lovely technique to use when you're using striped fabric. And then you come back up to this end, and I feel it gathering in the back side. And then when you open that up, let's see if it worked. Yeah, it worked. There you have 2 strips of bias binding sewn together. I love that trip. Then you just use it like you normally do, fold it in half, attach it to your quilt. Try it with some striped fabric sometime. You'll love the look. Happy quilting!